Welcome back to the next lesson. Today, we've used the machine and learned to hold it. So now, let's move on to our first lesson. Let's go back to the exercises where we used chalk, shall we? There are actually many different levels, but for now, we'll skip over all those levels so we can focus on practicing with the machine and the 14 needle. However, if anyone feels they're not confident yet, you can still use the method I've shared with you before. Start with the single needle first, then follow up with the multi-needle. Alright, or even, if we use the multi-needle first and feel that our lines aren't quite right, we can go over them with the single needle. But in this course, there are some of you who have never learnt the single needle technique before, so you're skipping ahead a little bit. You haven't studied the single needle lesson, but you're jumping straight into this one. Starting from this lesson is fine. Alright, dear students, now we're going to revisit our very first stroke, which is the Y stroke, aren't we? There are two ways to do the Y stroke, one to go inward, the other to flick outward. This lesson requires careful submission of your work, alright? You need to submit a whole row of Y letters. If you are good, you can even do a whole page, alright? Hand in the practice sheet when you're done. The more you practice, the better you'll feel and the more skilled you'll become. Or when you move on to the combined exercises, the more beautifully you'll be able to write. But if you just skip steps and rush through it, even those of you who are in a hurry and only use a pencil, but you can't draw a piece as beautiful as the one I'm showing you here in the video, can you? This is my own work that I'm showing you, just so you know. Many of you haven't completed a piece like mine. Even if you try hard and make it look nice, your hand hasn't had enough practice yet. So your pressure isn't quite right yet, meaning you don't know where to make it delicate and where to make it bold. Now, look here. I'll zoom out so you can see my work. This is me drawing with a brush. Can you see it? The composition with the brush is really beautiful. I'm very confident. Can you see it? This stroke here has both bold and light parts. It has its own color. Later on, when you work, you can flexibly use both the number 1 needle and the number 14 needle. We can use both, using two machines at once, the pen machine and this one. For those who already have a pen machine, you can use both the pen machine and this one to be flexible, just like how we use both the number 1 and number 14 needles that I just taught you. But there's one thing I want you to try a bit harder. Put in a bit more effort so that your strokes can reach this level. Of course, don't put too much pressure on yourself. There are many levels, but you should have a goal and break that goal down. For example, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you can do it like this. That will help all of you achieve what you want. So this is the key thing I really hope from you. Try your best. Today, try to practice a whole row pulling towards yourself, then a whole row flicking outwards. Just keep practicing. Only practice leads to success. Okay, today's lesson is really that simple. Please try to submit your work to me. If anyone can submit the whole page, even better. If you can only submit 1 row, that's still fine. Actually, passing the assignment with me isn't too hard. It's about your own inner strength, your own effort. When you try hard, when you do a lot, you'll get good. What you achieve is for yourself, not for me. So I don't want to be the one constantly chasing you for homework. But I really hope that after these past 2 months, you'll definitely achieve some result. Okay, now let's turn on the machine. If you're not used to it yet, you can even use a ruler. Draw a row for me, okay, to make it easier. You should really take out a ruler, just like this one, and carefully draw a row for me, with a precise height of about 6 units. Or 7 millimeters. Or if you want to practice making the strands longer, then make it 9 for me. 9 or 8 is fine. You should practice with different sizes. For example, I usually practice with strands that are really short, just about 0.5. Then I practice making strands from 15 to 20. Practicing both short and long strands will make us extremely flexible. I'll just show you the method, but as for practicing, I can't do that for you, can I? Now, look, once you've got a row like this, let me just focus the camera. So, we turn on the machine and practice with the thread. The first threads are shaky, a bit all over the place. Honestly, when I wrote the script, when I created this educational program, this training course, this subject, my own practice, was terrible at first. Sometimes I didn't even believe it would succeed. But now, it's been very successful. You'll be the same. We all practice the same way. Now, look here. When you stand it upright, and you've let me lower the chair a bit, try to lower the chair. Right, look here. When you stand the machine up, do you know where to put your little finger? When you make a straight line like this, your little finger acts like a central axis. Try to tap right at the position of the line you've drawn, like this, okay? After that, hold it upright and try to strike so that the tip of the needle goes straight along a line. You can move it in the air first to see if it looks right, if it's okay or not. Only then should you start bringing it down. So, the two tips will stick out by about 0.2. And if you pay attention when I do it, I tend to pause a little in the middle. Because, as I taught you yesterday, wherever you pause, the ink will be more saturated and darker there. So, in the middle here, since I want it to be more saturated, I pause for a bit. As for the tip, I don't need it to be saturated, so I move it a bit faster. That way, you'll get a stroke where the tip is smooth, sharp, thin, and the beginning is darker. Now, let's wipe it off. This is water-based. If you use water-based practice ink, the water will stay clean. Can you see my stroke? It's like a strand of hair. It's like a strand of hair that doesn't break, and it's as fine as a strand of hair. The tip is smooth, and at both ends, just a tiny bit of water seeps out. So this is the Y stroke that we need to practice. Try your best to make it beautiful, sharp, and fine. Now, when we do it, we need to move our hand first. Set it up before we start. Do it just as I do. Here we go. This stroke is smudged at the beginning. I made a mistake. The start is smudged, let me wipe it off. When I put it in, oh, it didn't smudge. But I feel like it's more blurred than the first stroke. Just keep practicing and you'll get the feel for it. Pause here for a moment, then flick the tip outwards at 0.2. Alright, let's continue. Wipe it off. We can check each stroke. If any stroke is smudged, do it again. This stroke is nice. You can use Vaseline and cooking oil. I'm using this Vaseline here. I gently apply it on to check. There you go. Check it carefully. See, can you see it? My stroke has to be that sharp and crisp. It's really defined. You have to get it right in one go like this. That's when you've nailed it. Alright, now I'm pulling it towards myself. Got it. So now, is it okay if I flick it, or if I do the dotting technique? Today, let's tackle the issue of pulling towards yourself first, alright? These are the first 4 strokes, each one done in a single, clean line. Got it, everyone? So now, if any of you can't manage this stroke, you'll switch to what's called the dotting stroke. What exactly is a dotting stroke? It's a stroke where you tap the dot in. Watch closely. I swipe once, then I swipe back the other way, then I go over it again. I just keep tapping, just keep. If you tap the dots in a straight line, they'll connect to form a stroke. Here, have a look. I'll wipe it off so you can see. But it's fainter, softer, and causes less damage. So, to create this kind of stroke, you need the skill to follow this line really precisely. The second thing is, we have to go over it again without breaking it. Anyone who has studied Hicho knows. Let's try. This isn't compulsory or mandatory. If you can do this, great. If not, I'll teach you. This is the bead stroke. Second way to create beads. Hold the machine upright and start counting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In the middle, tap more. The stroke will be darker. Outside, fewer taps 3 times, but in the middle, tap 4 or 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, moving outwards, reduce taps. And just like that, you've created a bead stroke. Let me wipe it off so you can see. There, that's how it looks, everyone. This is the bead stroke. If anyone can't do the single stroke, just do the bead stroke like this. The tricky part about the bead stroke is when you tap along the stroke, that is, when you go over the same line, you need to place the beads exactly along the path you've already made. It takes about 2 to 3 passes to fill out the bead stroke properly, but with this technique, you just need to do 1 stroke and it works straight away. See, got it? If you still can't manage with these 2 methods, then there's a third method that I've shared with you before. This is the method where we connect the beads, and we bring the machine up like this. We just need to position the machine correctly in line with the needle, and then simply tap it down. When you run out of ink, refill it. Look here, now we just need to tap it down. Now, try looking from the outside when I tap it once. Does not it already create about 14 ink dots like that? So now, if you can't manage those 2 techniques, you just need to connect them together. There you go. Of course, when you connect them like this, the dots, the join line, won't look as nice as with the other 2 techniques. But we still have a way to create a strand if needed. If you're not very good at it, just connect them together and you'll still get a strand. I'm reassuring you here. Or, this is also a way for us to make the middle part of our strand darker. For example, if you use the dotting technique and feel that the middle isn't dark enough, or with these 2 or 4 strands, if you feel they're not dark enough, you just need to take a dot and add it right in the middle. There you go, just gently dot it in, and you'll see that the middle part becomes more intense in colour. So today, I've shared with all of you how to create the Y-shaped strand. There are 3 different ways to make this Y-shaped strand. I won't be repeating this again in the future. I'll only show you this once so that you understand. Adapt it to your level, but aim for the highest, the first one. This is the technique I'm focusing on in a single stroke. Alright, but if any of you want to go and work with clients straight away and you can't quite manage this yet, it's not easy, you know. You need experience, you need time to practice. There's no way you can learn something and instantly be good at it. So if you can't do this, you can switch to the beaded stroke or the dot stroke, that's fine too. Once we've finished this exercise, we'll move on to the next part, which is the outward flick. I want you to do a row for me and clearly note whether you pulled in using a single continuous stroke, the beaded stroke, or the dot stroke, and then submit it to me, alright? This is the first assignment you need to hand in. This is the pulling into yourself exercise. Got it? Alright.